Hello and welcome to Making Waves, episode 4, where we see the first bloke guest come on the show, Mr Callum Murden from Baxters of Scarborough. So on this show we'll be learning all about buying a family-run business off your uncle or family member and the ups and downs, pros and cons of running a busy town centre retail outlet. Let's go and have a look.
Right, hello, Making Waves, episode number 4. Welcome, Callum from Baxters.
Baxters, yeah.
How are we doing?
Good, mate, you?
Yeah, it's not too bad. Our first evening Making Waves, so having a beer.
Beer, we've had a bite to eat.
Beer and takeaway.
Yeah, mate,
so, cheers for coming on.
Welcome, mate. Thanks for having me.
Tell our listeners who you are, what your business is, what do you do?
So I'm Callum Murden, owner of Baxters of Scarborough. I hope you've all heard of it.
Everyone will have definitely heard of Baxters.
Been there a few years now, but it was a family-run business. My uncle had it.
How long did your uncle have it?
He had it for about 5.5, 6 years.
Yeah.
And he kind of he'd run his course with it really.
Were you involved for much of that 5 years?
No, I'm just saying no. I mean, I'd go in, part of the family. Obviously get myself a sarnie, but no, I'd stick my head in, but no, nothing regarding running the business or anything like that. I was obviously aware of what was going on, but but I knew it had a good name for itself and that.
Yeah.
And no, it's good doing good stuff.
Yeah.
So I had plenty of it.
So just for those who haven't heard of you, because we will have a global listening of
Worldwide, mate. Definitely.
What did you do? Baxter's sandwich shop, but specifically.
So we do hot roast meat sandwiches. Kind of do breakfast sandwiches as well. But then we do kind of unique point is full like Sunday dinners, full roast meat dinners, all to take out.
All to go.
Yeah.
So not fast not fast food as in horrendously bad for you, but fast as in you can walk in, grab a Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
Back to
a couple of minutes.
Back
in
to
and out. Yeah. Back home.
Yeah.
I mean, we have plenty of customers that do that.
Yeah. People.
Full family, they'll take 5 or 6 dinners home from them all. Saves them a job, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it saves. And that I think I'll be completely honest with you. Like Sunday dinners is one of the only things that I'm real weird with.
Yeah.
I like all my vegetables raw and that, and I'm a bit of a weirdo, which is so.
Each their own.
Full confession there. But I think the reason why that when we were younger and Mum would do something, she used every pot and pan in the full kitchen. Like I think she tested herself to see if she could use every single one.
The full arsenal,
Yeah, so she's cooking, we're obviously washing up, and it was like a 4-hour job. So I think probably psychologically, like that put me on.
Can't tackle one of that.
I think I'm like scorned for life. But on the flip side of it, my fiance, like something is like absolutely a thing.
But
so and it is for like 95% of the British population.
I mean, I'm guilty. I know I'm biased, but I'm guilty. But let's say I had a day off of a day and cook myself one at home.
Yeah.
I mean, we use the gravy and that from the shop because it's proper. But so I didn't. I want to. At that point when it was open, I didn't anticipate ever, going into that. Say 5.5, 6 years ago, still at school and going to college.
But you obviously seeing what your uncle's up to and seeing.
I mean, I always found it exciting, if he was doing something new or.
So he's obviously a bit of a serial on businessmen.
Yeah, he's had plenty in the past. Yeah. I mean, he did one similar donkeys years ago. I think it was in '99.
Yeah.
That was roast meat as well. That was like the first proper one. But since then he's had a few, and then he's come back to to where we are now, and then I've taken the reins. So
you took the reins off him. So what was obviously it must have become available.
Yeah.
What made you want to do it?
Well, basically I was at sixth form I had like a shaky first year. I was ill, like over the period of exams.
Yeah.
And I'd kind of come out of school and just chose a few subjects that I was like, yeah, do a bit of that.
Yeah.
A bit half-assed, but then so the first year didn't go to plan, but the second year kind of decided to go again, have a different run at it.
Yeah.
Took a different route, and it was like double. I did like double business alongside a couple of other things, and I kind of really got into the business side of it. That was what I was like. Oh right, yeah. I kind of enjoyed learning all different aspects of it, but so at that point, yeah, did them 2 years at sixth form. I was working part-time at a restaurant.
Okay, so he was in catering there.
Yeah, that was like customer facing. I was waiting on, so that was like customer facing, interacting with customers and that.
Yeah.
And did a bit in the kitchen as well towards the end, which I enjoyed. But because it was part-time, I needed a bit more money because I was getting a bit older.
Yeah.
So I went into an office job, not related to anything. My mate worked upstairs.
Yeah.
There was a vacancy downstairs. He said, get yourself in. Interview done. I was in there a couple of years. That was out Carnaby, other side of Brid.
Yeah.
Designing furniture for caravans. Again, nothing that I'd kind of envisioned doing. But it paid the bills. And then I kind of, obviously the business side, on my lunch breaks and that, I'd look into different bits and bobs. If there was any opportunities anywhere, nothing really. And if there was, it wasn't something that I'd be keen on doing.
Yeah.
And just through like general chat really with my uncles, kind of knew he was coming towards the end of what he wanted to do with it at this time.
Yeah.
I kind of almost joked the idea. Why don't you go in there? I was like, yeah, do you know what? And after a bit of thinking and a few sit downs and proper chats about it, we were like, well, we could actually make it happen.
There's a cocktail of stuff there, obviously, like growing up for your teenage years of him doing it.
Yeah.
You're working in catering, doing your business studies at sixth form. So kind of, it's almost like it was like destined to be really. So a number, not just one trigger what did it, a number of things, and obviously a lot of thought as well before diving straight in.
And so it is a big leap. I mean, in an office job, you've got your salary, haven't you?
Yeah.
It comes in same day every month. That's how much.
Yeah.
And you go in, do your work, go home, and that's it. You get your paycheck at end, but it's not quite as simple as that, is it?
No, it's not. And like, I find if you have an off day, like you could go to work and have an off day, and at the end of the day you still get your same salary, providing you've not done anything like what falls under gross misconduct. But you can be tired and you get paid. Yeah. But when you're doing it for yourself, I just have you need to be on top of your game.
You've got to pick yourself up, haven't you?
Yeah,
it's rough.
It's a absolutely different psychology.
Yeah.
So
you don't realise really till you're doing it. You kind of taught yourself like, right, actually, if I don't, then it's not going to go well, is it? You can't just say, I'm going to pull a sickie today, or...
And I think it's good to take as much advice from others as you can, and like read as many books or follow as many like business Instagram posts. Yeah, it's still on paper and on advice all sounds so easy, but I think till you're in there living and breathing it, like you don't know. So
I mean, when it come to taking the shop over, I had like a month's period where I shadowed my uncle really, whether it be in the shop, which is a lot of it. Or going to meet suppliers, different. If something does go wrong, how does he deal with it?
Contingency supply. Yeah. For example, if you meet a supplier one day, it was like, no, we're shut.
So stuff like that, and again, even in that month, which flew by, was you come across things like, do you know, I didn't even cross my mind that something like that happened.
Yeah.
Like oven blowing, or you know, heating. You have to change heating elements, and so I didn't think. You just turn it on, don't you? But,
yeah, I know. Like
it's nuts.
So yeah, I guess like on the self-employment side of it, like you've done 2 years working for somebody else.
Yeah.
I guess did you feel the time was right? Like,
yeah, so the opportunity kind of cropped up. I mean, I enjoyed working with who I was with.
Yeah.
But the work, there was no passion in it for me.
Yeah.
Like I say, it was a way to get paid.
Yeah.
I enjoyed working with who I was with. I'm still friends with them now, but
yeah,
yeah, it was an opportunity. I think I wasn't making big bucks, so I thought if I'm going to do it now, while I was still living at home at that point,
yeah.
This is the time to do it.
That's a big thing. Like, well, I'm a bit late to the party with it in that respect, where mortgage bills to pay, little boy to support, so like status arise. But part of me thinks, yeah, I wish I'd have gone in a bit younger, but it just took a while. It took a lot longer for the penny to drop with me.
Yeah.
Like my family were running their own businesses. Like my dad, for example. If you are listening, Dad, you should be.
Yeah.
But he's been at the same firm for 40 years. But
yeah,
that was in a time when it was a thing, when you got jobs for life and career progression, and you were paid accordingly. It's not quite the case for now, as a general rule of thumb.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me it was a little bit different. It took like a number of things for me to take that jump.
Yeah.
I'm talking like I'm an old bloke. I am only 30.
Yeah. not that far on.
But yeah, I think it's, if you can, I think it's great to do it before ties.
Yeah.
Before.
So, yeah, like I really had an old banger of a car.
Yeah.
You know, it'd get me A to B, and then I was at home. My mum would have me tea and that, so I didn't even have to, food shop. Or something like that. You know, kind of rattled it down just to like your phone bill.
Yeah, so you kept things as lean as
cetera.
possible.
Yeah, and I was like, right, well, if it does go wrong, there's not much riding on it really with regards to me. So I was like, right, let's have a go and see what we can make of it.
Yeah, and you've had it out. How long have you been in now then?
About a year and a half. Just gone a year and a half.
Yeah.
Which has flown by. You know, when you look back, you're like, bloody hell, you can't believe it. But the weeks just roll. Say I'm in there, 5-6 days a week. We're open every day.
Yeah.
And if I'm not in the shop on a set, I'm still
on the phone.
I'm still on the phone, or supplying runs and or sorting something else out. But
I find that you become that business.
Yeah.
And like it kind of I don't know what point that changes, but especially I think when it's so obviously the business isn't early, but you're early. Being at the wheel.
Yeah.
As am I. Like we've been going 2 years in August, but I've only been full time 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
So similar-ish.
Yeah.
And you live and breathe it. Even I've been out on a Saturday night, 10 o'clock, and inquiries have come through.
Yeah.
And I think like, at this stage where it's so early, like you feel obliged to like at least reply back.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you can't.
And I think it gets to a point where, I don't think that's. I think it's good at the beginning, but I don't think it's sustainable in the long run because your own health.
Well, more than anything, mate. Yeah.
So.
Even on my side, I'll get messages. I mean, it was different to kind of your side of the business, but I'll get messages on the Facebook page, asking different things, and that could be at, like you say, at 10 o'clock. You don't think people think of that at that time, but
if someone's thinking about roast meat at 10 o'clock on Saturday night, then fair enough.
Can't blame them, can you?
Absolutely. But I think like in business, that's the side of the business people, like, and it's part of the reason why we're doing this podcast is just to, I don't know, like share experiences of it. But I think it's before you go into business, that side of it you don't really see. I think I certainly looked at myself. If I was to go back 10 years and would be asked to describe a self-employed person, like I was used to drinking at Lonsborough pub when I was younger, and you'd see sort of like builders and stuff in there, like something like just absolute wads of cash, you know. It's like
roll out pocket, get everyone a beer in.
And like, oh yeah, they've been on but that'd be a Friday night, but they've been on a golf course all that afternoon, and I think the reality behind all that is like not true. So like it's
it doesn't quite.
They'll have probably worked like 80 hours that week and have been given a pass from the missus for that night. And
go have your fun for a few hours.
But yeah, I think it's important to talk about highs and lows. Definite pros and cons into doing it. So I guess year and a half in, what positives and negatives so far for you? How was it pan out? How is it different now, a year and a half into what it was at the period when you took it over?
I think kind of when I went straight into it, it was coming. We were coming up to like Christmas time, and which is a busy period for the shop. You know, Christmas shopping and
late night shopping on a Thursday. That's still a thing.
I think it is. We do real well. I mean, it'll be chucking down outside, and we've got nice glow of the meat in the window, and we're nipping there.
And the smell as well is a big thing.
Right down the road, mate. People try and walk past. A few seconds later they'll come back.
And the net to stop people.
But no, initially I was kind of like thrown in at the deep end. Because
of the time of year.
I mean, there are quiet periods, which in hindsight, I just find it would have been better for me to be... Or you would have thought it'd be better for me to go in at that point, and kind of ease yourself into it. But I think right at the deep end was the best way to do it, really. Yeah. So you see it at its worst, i.e. busiest. But obviously that's a good thing, and I enjoy it when it's busy now. But at first it's a bit daunting, people are queuing out the door.
Yeah, pressure.
I've only made a few signings before. But I enjoyed it, and the majority of the customers we have are real friendly, and they do appreciate, when I did first come in.
Yeah.
They kind of knew what was happening. As my uncle they explained to people,
the regulars,
people that he knows, and they're quite welcoming with that, and we do have a lot of repeat regular customers.
That's good because it means you're doing something right. Definitely.
But say it was thrown in at the deep end, which was a bit daunting at first, but then it creates like a buzz around yourself. It's like, right, I've got loads to be on with, loads of people. You get chit chatting for a couple of minutes while they're in there.
Yeah.
And then when you get good feedback, people go out the way to come back and say, that was brilliant, that. I enjoyed that. And I enjoy when people come back from afar, if they visit, we'll get it quite a bit where they say, every time we come to Scarborough, it's first port of call.
Wow.
We'll come in.
That's a good.
I really enjoyed that side of it. It's satisfying.
Did you change? Did you change much in anything from what your uncle was doing? Or did you put your own?
No, not initially. No,
I suppose you couldn't do being thrown in.
Kind of just wanted to go in, because people can be funny, can't they? If they see someone walk in, it's like, right, I'm going to change this. Scarborough can be funny. I'd be like, whoa, what are you changing here?
There's a quote. Scarborough can be funny. Yeah, definitely. Definitely can. Small town.
But I didn't kind of want to rock the boat. I wanted to get in there myself and be familiar with it all. I didn't want to because you don't know what people like and what they don't until you're in there. They give you feedback, etc., and you can work on it. But no, so I didn't want to rock the boat. I'd go in, keep it rolling as it was, and then if I did want start making my own stamp on it. I have the opportunity now, which we're getting to a point where I can start doing my own little things. Like we've got new bakery bits, like point of sale.
Yeah.
I want it all homemade because it's all like fresh every day.
Yeah. So bakery bits is in like cakes and
flapjacks, caramel crispies and tiffins, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I kind of want. I mean, they did a bit of that anyway, but they fly out now. I'm guilty of sneaking one or two out myself, but so we're coming to a point like we did the work with yourself, the rebranding and
so we put your own stamp on that. So
I was quite keen on doing that. Keep the name because it's been there about 7 years now, so didn't want to change the name. People know it as that, and it doesn't bother me that it's still a family name. So, so looking at taking it forward now.
Yeah, so you're in, you're settled, ready to sort of move it on and do put your mark on it, I guess.
Yeah, properly. Yeah.
Exciting times in that respect.
It is, mate. Yeah.
So what have you faced any? What's been the biggest challenge then, so far, like a year and a half in? What's been?
I think a lot of it. I mean, did a few years at business studies and but to be brutally honest, a lot of what you learn there, you can't really apply it. When you're doing it yourself.
Yeah, so the business studies haven't helped you, because I think business studies or some kind of course might have helped me with the books and accounting side of it. So would you say it's not really?
Not in my own experience. It's not massively. I mean, obviously, it's useful to know what you do learn, but in the day-to-day, like running of a business, it's kind of not related. But like you say, it's not always just in the shop. You got to be, like I say, on an evening, or early morning on your day off.
Yeah.
Quotation marks, but there's that. So you're kind of not prepared for, or you think you are, but then you're not quite ready.
Yeah.
But, you learn on the job, don't you? And adapt.
Yeah, and stuff's always changing and something new to think about. Or you think you're coasting well, and there's another challenge.
Yeah, so we've had one of them recently where, like you say, we were rolling over quite nicely, and found out there's a spanner in the works that there's going to be the building we're in.
Yeah.
There's been planning submitted for it to be demolished.
Great.
But, yeah. Which I'd had a few beers the night before I found that out on a lamppost.
On a lamppost.
Yeah, a little public notice.
Brilliant. You had to rub your eyes and read that again and get that.
Kind of second take. I was like, did I read that right? So that was a big shock to the system. That's recently cropped up. Was quite happily ticking over. We've just done the bit of rebranding and signage and that myself. I was like, there was a bit of kick in the teeth, but on the other hand, you got to turn it on its head, and it'll give us an opportunity now to do something more positive. Yeah. Maybe upscale it a bit, looking at some new units. I mean, we talked about delivery beforehand, but we're going to do that. Looking at doing it that. Yeah. And then having a seating area as well.
Yeah, so someone can come and because
it'll open a different avenue, I think.
I've got a thing in town now where I won't have food open with all these seagulls kicking about.
Oh, yeah, they had one out my hand the other day.
Really?
Yeah, shocking. Yeah, can't believe it.
So I think if you can get someone sat inside, it'd open up a different market and attract them. And as well, like a lot of people obviously take your sandwiches back to work or walk downtown with them, but if it gives an option where they can go and if they just not go back to work just yet, get the dinner out.
You don't always want to sit in office, do you? When you
no.
want to get out and about, but
So and delivery as well, massive. The amount of people on my Facebook on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So I wish there was somewhere that delivered Sunday dinners.
Yeah.
And it's
we are looking at doing that, sussing that side of it out.
I think that would work great if you can.
I think the only thing that had stopped us really before is the unit we're in now. Is the capacity of the. I mean, people who have been in it, it's tiny.
Yeah.
We've only got so many ovens. You can only cook so much at once. If the delivery side starts piling in, then customers in the shop are going to lose out. But, so if we do go into a bigger unit, then we can all benefit from that.
It starts turning like a big.
Yeah, I mean that was a big one. Mind blown. You're like, right, well, what are we going to do now?
Yeah.
I said there was no pre-warning of it or anything, so we've got to suss it out ourselves. But not to worry, we're
had time to digest and can turn it into hopefully a big positive. And I'm sure you will. I guess it kind of we've got down here on our little notes. The future. Yeah. But I guess it kind of answers that, where depending on what's going to happen with your shop. So as the planning has gone in, it doesn't.
It's gone in, and I mean it might not get approved, but in that sense, it we're like, well, it's kind of forced our hand, and now we've looked at it, I'm like, well, maybe that's something we want to be doing anyway. It's maybe just giving us the nudge, off the edge to go and do it.
Yeah.
And now, like I said, a few weeks ago, you'd asked me, I'd be like, oh, bloody hell, what are we going to do here? But now I'm quite, I'm excited to crack on with it now.
That's good.
Get my head down.
Yeah, but just taking that week or so to digest. It can't have been easy. Especially when you just forked out for new signage and stuff.
Sod's law, innit?
Yeah.
That's the way it happens.
Yeah, there's always something.
Yeah.
So I suppose like how far do you want to? Have you got any aspirations to? Would you see like a chain of Baxters or?
I mean that would be quite a few years down the line, I imagine. But I think it's quite important. I don't think you can just roll them out anywhere.
No.
You got to pick the right town and then the right spot in the town, and if there's any competition at that point, so you could go up and one in York, but in York there's 5 or 6 of the same same brand, and you'd struggle, I think, trying to walk into there. But like you said, something like a franchise of it down the line, I wouldn't mind being a part of that. And again, that'd be something I'd have to learn on the job about doing.
Yeah, it's a different thing again, isn't it? So I suppose it gets just how far you wanna push it. And I think, but like a lot of people may assuming you could take on so many staff and have a big. But I think I want to take this to a level where like there'll be a point where like I'm supporting the family enough, trying to have that balance between lifestyle and family time and doing the business. I think
like a happy medium.
The more I could go into cities and blah 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 and this and over, but I don't want to be.
No.
I think this period, like where we're still in startup phase, I think that period of like we just touched on earlier on, where phone's going off at 10 o'clock and you're working like 18-hour days and etc. I don't know how sustainable that'll be when in the
long run.
Yeah.
I mean, we even looked at doing like events as well. There's like music festivals. You could get a little like a hog roast type job.
That would go.
Yeah, so that's something maybe before the franchises.
I suppose it's like a little step in between.
But we'll get this.
I suppose you've got
next one. That's on the list to do it. But
I suppose it's sort of, but you can literally attack it in any direction you see fit. I guess. So like world's your world's your oyster.
It is. Yeah.
So, I like to ask this to everybody who comes on, and I might just narrow it down to one question because they're probably the same thing. But like, what's the best bit of advice you've ever been given? / what advice would you give to your younger self? When I'm saying younger self, I've got this, touched on it on the last podcast actually, where I think there's a period of your life when you're probably your last 2 years of secondary school when you need to start. I think it's the first time in your life where you have to start making choices and decisions for yourself. And I think some people just know, don't they? I think like my fiance like knew she wanted to be a social worker, like so she went to sixth form and did what she needed to do, and then to uni and now she's a social worker, like
all laid out,
which is all great. And I think I just at that time I just wanted to. I was associated with print, but I think I just wanted an apprenticeship, and I knew that the academic side of it worked for me. But I think for me, like the apprenticeship worked, and I am where I am. But I think I wouldn't. But it was all about getting an apprenticeship and getting a job and getting somewhere, you know, like a job for life. And the printers I was at was seen as that place, like job for life. But then 8 years in, they went bust.
Right.
So it went from like job for life to 8 years.
Yeah.
Bust. So I think like stuff like that makes you think you can't rest on anything.
No.
But yeah, the advice I give back to myself would be to, I don't know, it's all a bit cliche, but like find yourself first, figure out what you're about, and like some people find it at different points to others. But I think where I was at that point, society led me into go and find a job for life. So what would it be?
I mean, like you were saying there, where you were kind of being led towards something. I mean, a lot of when I was at sixth form, the majority of people then go on to university. Which something I thought about, and then I was thinking, well, I don't really know what kind of direction I want to go in. If I'm gonna go do that, I'd want to know. I wouldn't want to do something pointless for 3-4 years. And then come out, realise that's not what I wanted to do. And then you're stuck, are you? Then you kind of just start where you could have started when you left college. But now, in terms of advice, kind of what we touched on was, you know, just stuff is going to happen. You just got to, like, silver line it again, a bit cliche, innit?
You try and see positive out of a negative, and see the opportunity.
I mean, it probably will get you down. Like there are highs and lows, aren't there? Some days you do think, do you know what? I don't know.
I think it toughens you up though, and it does make you more like resilient when you're riding them out, and like with you being the sole owner of that business. Obviously, you've got sort of staff and family helping out, but it's ultimately everything's your decision. You have to ride that wave. But I guess I suppose like we touched on earlier, you could tell you can warn, well, we're doing it now, we're warning people there's highs and lows. But I think like there's highs and lows. That's what I was like, I knew there'd be highs and lows. But it's not till you're in there. Like riding it. You can't prepare for it. But because it's you and you're forced to play a hand. That's how I guess you just learn to deal with it.
So I'm like in a different spot mentally now with regarding the business. And now I deal with things as I was when I walked in. So little things, I'd be like, you know, I'd see him as quite a tall lass, but now the same thing happens, say this week. I can deal with it much better. You know, just go get it done.
Like we've had that problem similar before. Do you turn to your uncle for advice then? We
have a chat. See him, you know, a couple of times a week. Just anyway through just family, but we're all quite close knit. I'm lucky I've got a good support network really. Which is vital, I think. But you know, he's always happy to help me.
Yeah.
Obviously, he wants me to do well.
Yeah, so you can
It's something he built as well, so he wants it to do well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, he's happy to give me advice, and he does.
You pick his brains on stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I say that's what like the initial phase of me going in and just shadow him.
Yeah.
I was quite keen to learn what I could in that short space of time. I wanted to pick up as like a sponge really.
Yeah.
Soak in what I could.
Yeah, I suppose you had to.
yeah, that's it. But no, I think just try and turn, if something bad does happen, turn it on its head and make light of it. It'll be you'll live a much happier life in business.
And on days when I'm really struggling or worrying, but I think as well, I think when if you say you're doing these long hours and you're tired and you're mentally tired, but your body's pushing you through. But I think when you are tired and then something bad happens or some negative stuff happens, and I think that goes on top of your tiredness. So it can often seem worse. But when I'm really struggling with something, I always ask what's the worst that can happen here? And you think, but you step right back and you think, right, are we fed and watered? Yeah, we are. Have we got a roof over? Yes, we have. Has anyone died as a result of this happening? No, they haven't. And you put the perspective, you literally step right back, put some perspective on it. Then I think it's easier to go back in and and tackle that. But having said that, when you're having them dips, it is horrible. But support network is vital. I was on the phone to old colleague for an hour this morning, where just picking brains. It just helps.
Even my mates are not. Some are business related themselves. They're doing something for themselves, or they're employed elsewhere, which is all good, obviously. But even though all my mates are all supportive of it, they'll get right behind. Even if I just need a chat about it, or I want to bounce ideas off them, or they even come to me sometimes saying, "Oh, why don't you do this? This is pretty cool." I quite like that, and saying, and their part. It's not just family; they're part of the network as well. I enjoy when they get involved in it. It's good, mate.
Yeah, no, it's good that they're all there backing you, and likewise for us, I guess. Yeah. Where different stuff for different people for different types of advice. But I think your close mates will always give you the actual honest. Yeah.
Even if
the brutal feedback. But that in fairness is the best.
They don't need to do the same, wouldn't they?
Yeah, and that, I think it's that brutal feedback what makes you improve the most, I guess. So. Yeah. So if anyone's listening, do give us brutal feedback on how this podcast has gone, and we will listen and we'll improve it next time. Callum's in when he's got 50 Baxters all across. Yeah,
I'll roll in with some mink on. So I think that's been some good insight there into obviously an established business where you've taken it over, and it's still very early days for you as the boss. Learned so much on the way, and face your biggest challenge. Keep going, but
and
we'll tackle it.
Yeah, lots to see how. Looking forward to seeing how it pans out for you.
Definitely.
And I know I touched on earlier that I don't really do Sunday dinners, but I will say that the breakfast sandwiches are absolutely bang on. I do a little bacon and sausage. I like a bacon and sausage.
Guilty of that.
So just before we head off, tell people where they can find you.
Just Facebook, Baxters of Scarborough. Phone numbers on there as well if you want to give us a ring. And Instagram as well, same handle, just Baxters of Scarborough. Keep an eye out for. Did a little competition recently, went down a treat.
So keep an eye out for Callum's competitions. I can see them becoming a popular Scarborough thing.
Took off that first one.
Everybody. It turns out that everybody loves a free
bit of food.
A free Sunday dinner.
Bring on, mate.
But no, why not? Thanks for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me, mate. Enjoyed it.